I'm about to feed them to the sharks right now. Get them hype right now. Yeah. You know the ground is up. Yeah. Everybody that trains, you know the game. Yeah. So let's get it. Slap it up, bump it, and roll. Hey. Yeah, that's the way that it go. Ain't no better way to better yourself in this game. You're feeling the growth. That's time on the mat. We put in the work. Believe it ain't easy, I know. But we train for the love of the game, the love of the art. Now slap it up, bump it, let's roll.
Welcome to this episode of the BJJ Campaign podcast. My name is Jeff Boone. I'm an A3 purple belt, one stripe.
Phil Coors, A2 purple belt, one stripe.
Philly, let's talk about ADCC. What was your favorite match of ADCC?
That's a good question. It's been a minute now. Enjoyed watching all of Gordon's except the one he didn't submit somebody. That was boring.
Victor Hugo.
The Rotullo match, probably the finals.
Fantastic.
Super intense.
Both Ty and Cade. The Cade PJ Barch match, did you watch that one?
I think I missed that one because I didn't know who the other guy was.
Dude, PJ
So when I
Barch
was
is
watching-
10th Planet. He's really, really good.
What I did was share an account. So I had to go later than I wanted to start. So I didn't really watch on time. So I went back through the bracket, and if I knew people, I would watch their matches.
So just so the audience knows, whenever someone else logs onto your account on Flow Grappling, it kicks you off of your account.
It's kind of silly. Every other streaming app gets it.
I mean, how do they get it right whenever they can't even get sound production right, and nobody else can do that?
I don't know.
I don't even know who my Netflix account. No, I do. Hager. It's Hager's account.
I used to have a Netflix account back in the day, and there was like 33 people on that. So like, I don't know how, the bigger companies do it, but
It's funny. Yeah. So yeah, if you get a chance, go back and watch that Cade Rotolo, PJ Barch.
well, his
match.
and the Australian guy, who's the Australian guy?
Craig
Smaller
Jones.
guy, no, his coach.
Huh?
His coach or trained with him.
Lachlan Giles.
Lachlan Giles, yeah. His match was good.
I did not see that one.
That was the armbar one. They threw the leg over for an armbar.
Oh.
Like actually really similar to what I did that time from Neon Belly in that competition that looked ridiculous. He did it much better.
Oh,
Same idea.
makes sense.
Because it wasn't Neon Belly. Lachlan was playing like inverted basically with his like feet up and arms out.
Mm-hmm.
He just grabbed the arm and threw the leg over his face. It was cool. You didn't see that one? I think I
did not see
specifically
that.
told
Why
you that
did
was
I
one
not
of the.
see that one?
I think I remember telling you that was one of the best matches.
I will go back and watch it because
That one
that's
was good,
that's
yeah.
good. But yeah, that Cade Rotolo and PJ Barch, it was an excellent match and fantastic wrestling. And God knows those guys' cardio is off the charts because they were working hard the whole time.
Now, when are you going to implement that hair into your game?
Well, I'd have to get like a Sideshow Bob wig or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, no, maybe that's what I'll dress up for as Halloween.
Cater to I like that because it was bouncing around and I was like, that's got to be so distracting.
Yeah,
It's like hitting him in the eyes when he's trying to pass.
those
the
guys
guard.
are studs, man. Those guys are studs.
Did you see the speaking of ADCC, the whoever does all those stats or whatever do you know what the Roger sweep is, by the way?
The what?
Roger sweep?
Roger Gracie?
Don't know. Just said Roger sweep.
No, I have no idea.
Okay. So whoever does the stats for all that stuff, I saw a post this morning on Facebook. It was like the breakdown, and the passing was like body lock, half guard knee cut, half guard pressure, like 99% and like 1% other.
No
Like
shit.
that's how, if you're passing the guard, half guard pressure, half guard knee cut, body lock.
I mean, those are all that's what.
And submissions was like rear naked choke primarily.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Armbar.
armbar was second.
Yep.
And then less heel hooks. And there's been less heel hooks every year every event since
Well, it's because people are getting better at them. They're not ignoring them.
22, yeah. It's gone down quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, it's
there's-
interesting to say they're not ignoring them, but like, and then there's less of them while people have been training them more.
Well, yeah, that stands to reason, doesn't it?
Does now that I said it out loud.
I mean, I felt like I want to argue the same point that I had.
Yeah.
But no, I feel like you just clarified that point.
Yep. We're good. Moving on.
Okay.
When I first read it, I was like, oh, it's interesting. I didn't think that many people were doing them back then. But I think everybody who did do them had success.
Yeah.
So now I get it.
And I just figured they can't ignore it anymore. I mean, there was a lot better leg lock defense.
Well, I guess, yeah. So what they said, they called it upper body submissions and lower body submissions. So yeah, it was like 2/3 upper body. So that gap is closed because it was all rear naked.
What was
chokes
it
and arm
before?
bars.
Did they show it before?
Yeah, the 17 one. It was.
Or 19?
It was closer. I don't know. I
19
where I
was-
saw this post.
Yeah, 19 was probably the highest. I would say 19 was probably the highest on the leg lock.
17.
Really?
Yeah, it's gone down. Every leg locks have gone down.
Well, that's weird 'cause
in
I-
success since 17. That was when Gordon first won, isn't it? 17.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't think I'm on your Wi-Fi, so
Okay.
We
No,
won't find
no
it.
worries. I mean, I'll look it up, but that's very interesting. I would have
did
thought.
you get AT&T?
Yeah,
Yeah.
fiber.
Okay, that's why I'm not on your Wi-Fi. That explains it.
It's the same, but I've got to say, it's still the Boona Rosa. It's the same thing. Just connect to it. It'll automatically.
It's okay.
But anyway, that's yeah, that's very interesting to me. I would have
But the
figured
passing
I would have
was the
figured
one.
19 would have been more, and this year would have been less. I would have figured 19 would have been. Maybe
Well,
not, because
so if there was-
2017 they were really hard. That's whenever they did all the EBIs and all that stuff with the heel hooks. Yeah,
I mean, it was close. It was,
And Eddie
it
Cummings
was like
was in it.
22. I'm making the numbers up, but it was like 22 heel hooks in 17, 20, and 19, and like 17 this year. Like it wasn't huge.
It wasn't a big-
drop-offs,
okay.
but it was a little bit less. The decline. It's on the decline.
Okay. I thought the most impressive performance.
Oh, sorry, but my whole point about that was just how only the only passes with success was the tight passing.
Yeah.
But that, I mean, I guess that makes sense. You're not gonna like Toriano any of those people.
Yeah, but don't you think that
What else is there?
Oh.
It was interesting they were all from half guard though, but I guess you're gonna have to make that.
smash?
Joey said the crucifix is illegal in ADCC.
What?
That's what I said.
Well, I mean, no-gi crucifix is not.
Illegal?
I don't know why that would be.
I don't know either.
So you could still twister somebody, but you can't crucifix them? That seems weird. I know there was a twister submission in one of the ADCCs.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Huh. Yeah, no-gi crucifix. Oh, well, so what?
Well, it's just stupid.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, I don't disagree with that.
Yeah.
So, who did you think had the most impressive performance?
Probably the guy from New Wave that I don't remember his name. Nobody knows Giancarlo or whatever. Just because
Giancarlo
nobody knows
Baldini?
who he was. Nobody was expecting him to win.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
understand.
he was very good. I mine simply because this kid looks like he's 12 years old, and apparently Cade Rotolo's younger than he is.
The Baby Shark kid?
The baby shark, yeah.
Yeah, I figured he was going to win when he was like dominant in that WNO we watched.
Yeah. No, it was, I mean, but still, even that, I mean, that was top notch. I mean, he had some, who was it that he beat?
Gabriel Souza. I think.
Well, that guy's a stud. I mean, he's really, he was Toro, shout out Toro champ.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, beat
That's why I
Gavin
know that
and
name.
his brother Corby.
That's funny.
But yeah, that was impressive. It was a good match. That wasn't as impressive a match as with Baby Shark. I mean, it was still good. It was really good, and he did fantastic. But all of his matches leading up to that, where he was just getting in dominant positions and strangling people.
Yeah. The Giancarlo guy, Donaher, made a post the other day I was reading, and he only missed one match by submission, and it was like close. Like if he had a little more time, he thinks he would have got it.
Yeah.
And I would go with him just because he's kind of like a breakout person where you're not really expecting it.
Didn't he win? Did he win No-Gi Worlds too?
I don't know.
I feel like he did.
I don't know. I know
Maybe not.
The post
though.
made it read like he was a gi person or whatever, and like leg locks were a weakness for him when he switched over. I believe. I could be confusing that with Marigali. Or leg locks were a weakness for him, or maybe both. But they got up to speed apparently pretty quick.
Yeah, that was an impressive.
And hearing how
performance
good,
too.
because I don't follow gi competition, and Joey's like, "You don't watch the gi competition?" I was like, "No, never." He's like, "Why?" I was like, "Advantages." He's like, "Fair."
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't like watching it, so I don't really follow anything in the gi.
Marigali was only an interesting one in the gi, and he's not competing IBJJF anymore.
So to hear how good he was in the gi is, I mean, it's not shocking because he's very good without it, but to know like you never really trained it and be able to kind of pick it up this fast and transition, especially because they're saying like he was like a lasso guy, so like grip dependent more than
Budini was?
No, Marigali.
Marigali
like a
was, for
lasso
sure,
guy,
yeah.
You know, so like you're
For sure he was.
It's not just like the smoothest transition because there's no more sleeves.
Yeah.
So that's super impressive. But I guess probably to me, because I expected him to do good, just because I keep hearing the name and he beat Lovato and stuff like that, it's less surprising, where the other guy never heard of before. And
Yeah, but still not less impressive, though. You know, I mean, with, again, 6 months. And did you see the post that Donaher put out on that, where he said that he was injured and he had to do training camp for the gi worlds too, you know, during that time. I mean, that's crazy.
yeah.
So, you know, I think he's
How about
only
all
one
the B team
not
guys?
on steroids in that whole thing.
Oh, yeah, probably.
You think he's on steroids?
Oh, I would say he doesn't look like it, like everybody else is obviously on them.
Yeah. But he doesn't look like he's on steroids.
No, not really.
Who knows?
But what about the B team people losing?
I mean, that's their thing. Did you see Craig Jones's post? You know, like Conor McGregor line. I'm not here to take part. I'm here to take over.
Okay, yeah.
He said, "We're not here to take over. We're here to take part."
He looked really good
Looked great.
until the other guy just
Conor, smashed him.
Yeah, that was a boring match.
That was a boring match.
But what are you supposed to do? You're winning. Don't like watching Nicky Rod, I found out. He just waits for 5 minutes and then he wrestles when it's in the points. And then that was it. Did he submit anybody? Do we know?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he would be more entertaining. Because
Yeah,
like
I'm
his
pretty
whole
sure.
thing is being like explosive and stuff like that. That was boring.
Yeah.
Surprisingly like predictable when it started. I'm like, I hope he doesn't wait 5 minutes and wrestle as soon as there's points. And then he did every time. I missed, I think, the first couple matches of his, though. His first two, maybe. But
Another breakout match that, did you see that? Hyson Rita, armbarred Cyborg.
I saw the highlight.
That was really, I mean, that was a quick match. I mean, that was impressive. Trying to think other breakout.
I see everybody stopped questioning Gordon. Oh, you see Felipe Pena didn't do the absolute? Or I'm sorry, he didn't do his medal match because he said he wanted to do the absolute. Yeah, he didn't show up for like the third, fourth place match or whatever.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't do it because he said he wanted to focus on the absolute, and then he lost to Rotullo.
That's so weird.
Is it? Or is it like what he keeps doing?
No, I mean, it's not weird for him, but it's just weird. It would seem kind of predictable for him.
Right. That's what, yeah. Like it's on the, as he's getting described, it's like character of what he's doing. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that, he mentally took a hit in competition after that competition with Gordon. I think that his mindset wasn't what it was before. Which, I mean, that would be understandable.
Maybe. I don't think he thought he could beat him before that match.
No, I agree.
So
I agree with that.
I don't know if he really took that hit. What you're saying. I don't think he expected to win. I think that's why he took 10-1 odds.
Yeah.
I think that's why he took 10-1 odds. I mean, for him to do it. Because like he was offered like 2-1 or something.
Yep. I mean, does he have $10,000 to piss away?
I don't know how much are steroids.
I mean, well, I mean, he'd already pissed away $10,000 on steroids, obviously, because he got popped by IBJJF and suspended from competition with them for a year. How does IBJJF catch you?
I don't know.
Did he do him on the podium?
I think
Is that
so.
what he did?
Yeah.
Shot up on the podium?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I wouldn't say he took it because I don't think he expected to win. Like, he might have thought he might win. But I think if there was 10 matches, he's losing at least 9 times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, where are all the Gordon Ryan naysayers now?
No, they're making fun of his hairline is what he said.
In front of his hairline. He's got a beautiful head of hair.
He must be losing his hair because he said
on
the Rogan podcast. You listened to the new one he did, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where he said that. So
Did he really? I didn't.
people are after he beat Pena, people are just running out of things to say, and then I heard a couple people say like, "Oh, well, he didn't submit Galvao like right in the beginning with the heel hook," and it's kind of like,
okay,
it's true.
It is true.
At the same time, like,
what do you think Galvao was working on the whole time?
Have to, yeah,
yeah. I mean, Dean Lister went up there and trained with him for that.
Oh, really? No,
yeah. He was helping him with leg lock defense.
Mm-hmm.
So,
no, I mean, I think it's funny or cool or whatever that all their arguments are over with now. Like the posts are very like respectful, I guess, at this point for both sides.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who competes with them next, and it's like it's tough because you just have to wait, I guess, because can't even be somebody like Mikey who's maybe technically as good, but like,
sure,
he's half his size. So what are you
plus
gonna do?
Mikey's doing that one championship. Him and who's he going up against? Did you see that match announcement?
I heard him talk about it on Rogan. If it's for like a one belt or whatever after whatever surgery.
Yeah, I cannot remember.
But I just mean like anybody could be as good, but then you also have to be 230 pounds, or you have no chance. Mm-hmm. So it's tough. I don't know if he gets knocked off before he retires.
Well, I mean, look, if the Rotolos get on the supplements,
maybe
those kids, they're only 19, right now,
something like that.
They're
maybe,
19 right now. But from 19 to 25, you look at Gordon.
But does that game transition into 230 pounds?
Oh yeah, I think so. Don't you?
Running around the head like that?
Dude, I don't know, man. I can't wait till they get on those supplements.
I think the game has to switch. Nah. I think Gordon's game fits it because it's all slow, controlling, like pressure. Rasulo's is more pacing and like quick and like taking advantage of like the armbar on Lachlan was a very quick armbar. And somebody who's 230 pounds can do it, but like I don't know if they can run around while Lachlan's inverted for 8 minutes first.
Yeah,
because they do not. Gordon was talking about that too on the same podcast. They don't stop. They just keep the pressure.
They do not
run
stop.
Around right to the head. And anytime an arm comes out, they shoot that
Darce.
One of those arm triangles.
Yeah. No, you're right. I would think.
So I think the game's going to change, but they're only 19 and they're awesome. So like, I'm sure they can change.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Maybe they'll just get on steroids and then they'll be the ones.
That's the one. That's what I want to see. That's what I'm pumping up.
I mean, Gordon was 170, 5 years ago?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's exactly what I was saying.
Okay, yeah, good point. Like, they're tall enough.
Yeah, for sure they are.
They look tall and skinny. So
I don't know how tall they are. Maybe
they're at least 6 foot.
They're 6 foot.
I think so. Yeah, because they look tall with the arms.
And Ty looks a little thicker than Cade.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he was in the weight division up, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just going by the fact that they have like super long arms and like they use all their length, I'm assuming they're at least like a little over 6 foot.
Yeah, I would think so.
I don't see anybody like 5'7"
No,
running around.
no.
Keep him out arm's length. I don't think that's going to work very well.
No.
All right. So anyway, on to the Gordon Ryan update.
Gordon Ryan update. Oh, man. So, well, he is on his Instagram. I follow him on Instagram, obviously, but he took a little time off. They went from like Colorado to, I think, Wyoming or Montana, one of the two. Went to Yosemite, I think.
Okay.
But it did show him having a beer, which I'd never seen him post before, and drinking Jack Daniels.
To celebrate?
His first vacation in however long since he's been training.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
You gonna retire again?
No, I don't think so.
MMA or the gi?
I think eventually he'll compete in the gi. Yeah, I think 100%.
I think MMA would be a terrible choice for him.
He's not going to do MMA. The only way he would have done MMA is if he hadn't have brought along the money that he's getting for his matches now. That's the only reason he would have gone to MMA. So.
Yeah, I feel like MMA would be a stupid choice when you can just kind of build up and have a good long run. It's like the best ever.
Yeah, I agree. And he feels like his peak is not going to be till he's 35. I mean, I think he's probably right about, I think that's when the decline starts to happen. And I think that is about the peak. I mean, I'm at my peak and I'm 51.
That's true. That is true. I disagree completely with that.
You don't think?
I'm not saying it's impossible.
Do you think he's reached his peak? Because I don't.
I'm going to say yes, only because I think
Interesting.
I don't think the peak is like going to be a physical one. I think it's going to be he's bored.
Oh, I don't. I think you underestimate his mindset.
Maybe.
I think you underestimate that he was not happy with his performance because he didn't submit everyone.
Okay. I think once this discussion's over, as far as I'm concerned, for like now, people may say like, oh, he's the best no-gi grappler, and there's no real point in him trying to argue against that because he chose his path, right?
Right.
So like that discussion's over. So now I feel like after a year or two, it's like, I think the complacency or boredom is going to happen. And like he had an 11-second submission, right? So now you're probably not going to top that. You know what I mean? Because like people already know what to do. Everybody's getting better defending. The leg locks are the only thing that happens in 5 seconds. That's what I've been saying for a while. It's like why that was eye opening to me when we went to that event and I watched the matches. I'm like, this is the only way you can lose in 10 seconds. Mm-hmm. And I've done it personally. So I'm like, now next time there's just probably going to be this situation where people just don't engage momentarily to not get caught in 11 seconds. So you're not going to get that highlight submission right off the bat next time anyway, because nobody's going to want to walk into it and be the repeat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so but that's what I like about ADCC is that they really do that. I mean, they're warning them the whole time.
Sure, but nobody's going to get caught in 11 seconds ever again. To him, that way.
I'm not going to rule it out.
I don't think what?
I'm not going to rule it out.
Okay. I don't think he'll ever top the performance he just had.
I think he'll submit everyone in the next one.
Maybe. But either way, my point is just that it's not like I think his decline will come because there's no more challenges.
Again, that's where I think you underestimate his mindset on the challenge. I mean, his grind. Do you not think he would have been bored by now if
he didn't prove like he didn't?
Yeah, he did.
He didn't beat Galvao. He didn't beat Pena. He just did. I
know, but
he actually gets in arguments on the internet with people.
I love that about him.
Yeah. But like the type of person who's going to do that, now he's proved his point. There is no more, that argument's gone. Now it's just like, where are you all time? And he knows he's not going to change people's mind.
Maybe you're right. I don't think
I think that boredom comes now that he's beat everybody. There is no more like Galbao's not going to ask for a rematch.
No.
You know?
No.
So like Pena's probably
No, Val was. Let's just be honest. He might have taken a bull's level of testosterone before that because he had zero neck.
Yeah.
And that was the funny part about that match where the ref was like, when Gordon was on his back trying to choke him, and the ref was like, you got to do something. He's like, the guy's got no fucking neck.
Yeah.
I mean, he has no neck. It's hard to choke it.
Yeah.
But
anyway, I would just assume he gets bored, and then that's going to be his downfall, and then all of a sudden there's going to be somebody who is that good. Maybe that guy shows up before the ADCC and they have a competitive match, but his only competitive match, in my opinion, was Pena, and probably only competitive because he chose to make it look that way.
Yes.
If they have a rematch and he chooses to go about it differently, then I think it's even more likely that he just runs out of challenges.
Yeah.
If he decisively is beating people. And then I wonder at what point is his unbeaten streak become more important than proving, right?
I don't know. His unbeaten streak's already longer than anyone else's unbeaten streak ever.
Right.
In no-gi
At a
grappling.
certain point, and if he's going to be waiting 2 years in between matches, at a certain point, does it just become like, I'm going to stop because I don't want to lose. I want to leave unbeaten. I'm not getting matches in between, or whatever it is. I mean, at this point, I don't think I'll have a hard time getting matches because nobody's going to go in expecting to win.
Mm-hmm. True. I don't know. It's a good question to ponder, and we'll just have to stay tuned to see.
So I know he's talked about having a school and stuff too, and that seems to be the time that people transition away from being the serious competitors because you don't really seem to be able to do both. Can't really teach and have students and worry about other people. And
I think he already teaches though.
Yeah, but the pattern seems to be like the younger people do better because they just only do that. And as soon as you start doing other things, you just lose that edge because somebody is only doing that.
Yeah, but look, I mean, how hard is it to open up a school? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's probably challenges involved with opening up a school, right? But I mean, they've been in Austin how many years now? 1.5?
I don't even think that long, but
okay. What my point is, if they wanted to have a school open by now, don't you think they would have?
No, Gordon on Joe Rogan said he wants to open his own school and teach one day, and that's why he wants to partially learn in the gi and stuff.
I know, but when's one day?
I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
My whole argument is not that he can't do it. It's that I think at a certain point, there's diminishing returns, unless his only interest is money, but still he's going to make more money teaching. He would promote his material by winning matches. He's won all of them in all of the different submissions, except the Philippine.
And what?
So
true.
He just doesn't know about the high percentage finishes. So at a certain point, the
Did they
competing to
have
make
guillotine
money
in that, or was that in
There were no
neck
guillotines.
strangles? No,
there were no guillotines.
There were no guillotines.
Craig Jones got one, actually, but there were none in the thing. It was just
No
rear naked
kidding.
chokes,
Okay.
heel hooks, and arm bars.
Interesting. Okay.
No triangles either in that thing, actually.
I get that.
Yeah, guillotine. I only saw Craig Jones do a guillotine though. Arm in on the ground. Up to
And a lot of times the triangles are finished with armbar anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I just think he moves on to do something else before he actually falls off. I think he could do it till he's 35, but I think he decides something else is worth part of that time. And it seems like the people who dedicate themselves to train to get to that level know when they're not doing it anymore. And then they'd rather not do it at all than do it at a
lower level,
50% effort or whatever it is,
Yeah.
which I agree with. And I think that's the pattern.
Yeah.
Like Marcelo and all those other people, when they open a school, I think they kind of shift away from competing and shift towards helping other people.
It makes sense. It does make sense. Well, because you have to be selfish whenever you're the athlete and selfless whenever you're the coach, right? So
And Tom DeBosch just made a post about it. I guess he only retired from competing like 2 years ago, but he had a similar post.
Yeah, makes sense. That does make sense. The other thing, the most hilarious part of that Gordon Ryan, Joe Rogan, I thought, was whenever he talked about Danaher, and Danaher goes, Gordon, what do you think about this internet?
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi. He was like, it's good. Well, I can just watch it on my phone. I'm like, that dude's so freaking weird.
Yeah. So weird. That was really funny.
Yeah, that was very common. So
where are you training next month?
I will be down at Henzo Gracie Austin with doing Tuesdays and Thursdays. I will be training at 6:30 a.m. in the gi with Marigali.
Is that 7:30 here or 5:30 here?
7:30 here.
Okay, that's not terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's sad.
It takes a lot for me to get up at that time. So and then
which class would that be again? I got distracted by the time. That's gi.
It's gi. Yeah, Marigali's teach Tuesdays and Thursdays. Marigali teaches gi at 6:30 a.m. and then 10 a.m. is first no gi with Danaher, and then 6 p.m. is the second no gi with Danaher. So that's the Monday through Friday schedule is 3 times a day on Tuesdays, Thursdays, 2 times a day on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then open mat at either B Team or Henzo Gracie Austin on Saturdays and Sundays.
You think you're still going to train on the weekends?
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's a lot of time.
Hey, they got stem cells there. I might just go for the full body stem cells while I'm there. That weighs to well.
Before you leave and before you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Shoot me up.
Yeah. All right. That'd be interesting. You got more than one bed for all the naps you're going to take in between?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Well, it's only me and Roland now. Mm-hmm. And then Elijah's coming up mid-month, and then Brian Reedy's coming up at 3 weeks in whenever he's going to the Formula One race.
Okay.
He'll probably just train a day or two there.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's, and then the 15th is that Chris Howder seminar at the Gracie Humaida Cedar Park, which is Tim Kennedy's school. So.
Didn't that pause? Did it pause? Nick said he's leaving. If you want to say goodbye. Or you just hit record again if you don't.
Is that pause?
Looks like it's moving.
Oh.
You unpaused it.
Yeah, you can hear it.
Okay,
That's
we're good.
Yeah,
Nick,
so
we said goodbye to Nick.
Yeah, my nephew was here, his lovely wife and the kids. Oh yeah, so that
The
Chris Howder
seminar.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. Trying to think what else. I'm stoked about eating Terry Black barbecue and Franklin barbecue. Those are 2 really famous barbecue joints in Austin.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And I'm going to be A, sober October, and B, doing carnivore the whole time.
I'm going to also be doing sober October.
Duh.
Will not do carnivore though. Do you consider eggs part of carnivore?
It is part of carnivore.
Even though it's not meat?
Eggs and cheese are part of carnivore. Yeah. I mean, as Sean Baker, Dr. Sean Baker, he's the one.
What about milk?
Yeah, cream, heavy cream's fine.
He would allow milk in his.
I'm doing heavy cream. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does all the. He's big on the raw dairy too.
Most people are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's.
It makes me laugh, and I'm not gonna go down the thing, but every once in a while I'll come across somebody who will like, kind of not even like aggressively say it, but like they'll say, "Hey, try some raw milk," and the comments where like you'll just see like 14 people and I'll be like, "Yeah, if you want to die," and it's the reaction to it's funny to me, and the most sensitive stomach in the world here. I've had
it's the only milk you can drink.
I've had it and I have not died. There have been times I have not finished a bowl of ice cream.
Yeah.
You know, so like,
Oh, you should start making ice cream with raw milk. Oh, that would be a good one.
I don't know how to make ice cream. It's Molly's
Dude, it's
department.
kind of the easiest thing in the world, isn't it? I mean, I've never made it. Don't get me wrong.
Of course.
But like I've seen videos of it, and there's
Okay.
like, what is it? Like you could do like if to avoid sugar, you could do that monk fruit sweetener and then salt and raw milk. I think that's all it is. I think that's how you make it. Okay, so I have no idea though. Honestly,
Yeah.
It's,
The lactose-free ice cream kind of ran its course too. I just don't even like it that much anymore.
there's lactose. What's in lactose free? It's got to be
cares?
terrible shit for you.
Who cares? Yeah.
That's got to be terrible shit for
I
you.
sent you the picture of it that time. It was keto ice cream basically too. Is what there's a couple different marketing avenues they took: keto, lactose-free, dairy-free.
Yeah, but keto doesn't have to be lactose free.
Okay, well, they called it keto ice cream because there were no carbs, I guess.
Yeah, no, I get the keto ice cream.
The first couple times I had it, it was really good, but like it's one of the things where it's not the real ice cream, so it's just not that good. So then it's just kind of not really worth eating it anymore.
Yeah.
I'm running out of snacks at this point. I'm on like RX bars. Is like what I'm saying.
Oh, those are great.
Yeah, they have 14 peanuts in them, so they need to be metered.
What are you?
The peanuts, there's a tolerance limit with peanuts for me too.
Is there really?
Oh yeah, all nuts. Yeah, which sucks because when I first
Interesting.
found peanuts was one of the first things I started eating when I like tried to not only eat trash. So I was like, oh, let me try peanuts, and I was like, oh, these are really good, and then I ate like the whole container, and then I learned
That sounds like you.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like
I
something.
hate
you do.
moderation. I hate
You
it
do
so
hate
much.
moderation.
I can eat eggs though. Like there's no limit with that. I've had like there'll be a day where I'll have like 12. Like so I'll have like 4 for breakfast, 4 for lunch, and 4 for breakfast the next day. So like within a 24-hour period, I'll have like a dozen, and I don't seem to have the same effects as eating other things.
I've been doing
Thank God.
I've been doing the 24-hour fast too.
Really?
Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah, I
Are you
do.
losing weight? Why are you doing carnivore? Just to train, right?
Just because I'm gonna have to, like, I'm whatever. I'm
You're
gonna have to take
be
it to the
sober
next
October if you
level.
plan on training.
Yeah, I mean, to take the inflammation, lack of inflammation to the next level, I'm gonna have to. I mean, there's just no way around it. If
You're not really gonna be able to roll much.
shut your mouth.
You're not.
I'll roll
I don't know how their class set up.
once a day.
I don't see you keeping that.
Yeah, because it can be easy. It can be easy.
I'd be curious. You should keep a log. And like not like writing instructions down, but I'd be curious to see like if you wrote it down like what you did, like just gi sweeps from like lasso today and I rolled or didn't roll. Like I'd be curious if you could
I'll do that.
to
I'll
do that
def-
to like look back later to see how much you did. And like how
I
it
can do that in
compares
my
to a
BJJ
normal month.
notes.
Yeah, just like
Yeah.
not detailed, but just like quick little points about like what your day to day kind of look like for this month because it's a different kind of month or whatever. I would be curious to look back at that when you're done.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea. What other ideas should I? What other things should I really document on this? Because I've been thinking about that.
I think you'll know it when you see it. Like I think certain things that they'll do down there will be a little different. That you'll take away. I think you'll find drills and stuff you like the arm
For
drag
sure
drill that I
yeah.
forgot.
Yep.
I'm curious to see how they like do a curriculum versus like what we do. I'm curious to see what. Well, you won't really know, but I would be curious to see if it looks today like it did right before ADCC, or if they are now on like a different kind of setup as before.
I will say this. I will say this because this is what Gordon and Danaher say after every big competition, like after last ADCC, he said that they work on skill acquisition. So meaning they're going to develop
new stuff.
whatever the next instructional is going to be.
Yeah.
That's what they're going to develop now, which is what one of the things that factored into this time. I mean, it wasn't a mistake that this timing was kind of how it worked out, for that. But because I wanted to see that evolution of that new acquisition of skill where they feel like there's deficit. I mean, hopefully it's one of my strengths that they're going over, but doubtful.
Yeah, I don't know what it would be. Because
I mean, they might be going into the guillotines. Who knows?
You could say wrestling would be their biggest weak point, but like at a certain point, like there's a really diminishing, like that doesn't seem to be a thing to spend a lot of time on. Because if you do what Gordon did, just lift up your leg and let somebody throw you to the ground, then you've defeated the whole wrestling. Like you don't need it.
Yeah, that's right.
So that would
if
be
you're better positionally in the grappling positions, you don't have to worry about wrestling.
And Danaher's been making a lot of posts about taking the takedowns to a next level by not doing the traditional judo and not doing the traditional wrestling.
Salon guys.
Oh, and finding a balance, or not a balance, but finding what works better for the submission threats that you have to deal with, where it's a little different.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume that is the obvious one, where there's a skill deficit, but I just don't know if that's worth it.
Have they done an instructional on guillotines yet?
Yeah, front headlock one was one of the first ones.
Front headlock, that's right. Okay.
That whole position, I think that's where he would have covered that.
Okay.
I mean, he hasn't reached out to me yet.
Well, I don't know why, but yeah.
Yeah. So.
Locking down that guillotine.
Mm-hmm.
Separate news, MMA is Bo Nickel last night. I just watched this match. I don't know if it was a minute or not, but beautiful setup for triangle and excellent technical triangle that he did. So he's going to be in the UFC, and
he's already in. I think he signed.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He got the contract for it. So, yeah, I mean, apparently he's been working on jiu-jitsu a lot, which is incredible because having a, top 5 guy in the world in wrestling that actually is doing jiu-jitsu and picking it up that's going to be a real threat for everyone in the UFC. He's going to take it by storm.
Yeah, that's what I was reading comments about the other day, because all the Dagestani wrestlers or whatever have been the talk, I guess, of the UFC. And then a lot of people were saying that they wouldn't be able to perform at the Olympic level like these guys can.
Yeah, but the difference, and I get that argument, but I think the main difference with that is their grappling has always been for MMA.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's what they focused on. So, okay, I mean, it's not a separate sport. It is a mix of martial arts, but that again, the takedown to guard pass, takedown to whatever. I mean, that's been their focus all along. So what if they can't do a freestyle wrestling match? They're certainly world class MMA wrestlers, so in top tier. So I don't know that really matters. I think they look for arguments to make on those kinds of things. It makes it interesting. What else? I mean, obviously, like we've said before, taking notes, doing that. But I do think that I'm going to note more of, my physical well-being there whenever, how tolerant I will be to that. Because let's be honest, I mean, we just got through a week of Origin camp where we were training, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours a day.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say times a day. Yeah. Each class was an hour and 15.
Yeah.
So yeah, right under 4. And if you rolled, maybe it went up to 5. So yeah,
Yeah.
between 4 to 5 hours a day, I would say. I felt great during that week.
I did too.
But that was also the least I've ever rolled at the camp and the most I've ever drilled. Having said that, I don't do any of the stuff that I learned.
I've taken several things.
But I do still remember much more than I ever have going back. So yeah, that's why I'm more interested in, well, I think, and the notes was more for like how often you train and just like looking back at it more than like remembering the techniques or anything.
No, exactly.
Because I think you'll pick up a lot of stuff, obviously, going to all the classes, but I think kind of just getting into your practice for retirement of training full time is what you're going to learn.
2 years from now, Phil.
2 years. 2 years from 2017. Yeah.
It's always 2 years from now. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to the adventure. We're not driving now, we're flying, which is way better. Yeah. I just couldn't do that drive.
You really had me going that you were going to drive down for a while.
I know.
You had me.
I know. I had me. I was convinced I was going to. And as time got closer, I was like, I can't do that.
Just buy a car on Craigslist when you get there and then, leave it.
What's that?
Buy a car on Craigslist when you get there and just leave it down there.
I just rented a car for the month. Like, hell with it. So what else, Philly? Anything else you got for me?
No, I'm looking forward to hearing about the trip.
Yep.
And then maybe a 1 week trip at some point in the future. We'll
see if we can't get a little Microsoft Teams Gordon Ryan interview. That's going to be it's going to be towards the end of the month.
You should do some stuff with Roland if you can get him to talk while you're there. I'd be curious to hear his take because he runs a school and stuff and like what he thinks is different that he likes.
Maybe we'll do that as a recap when we come back.
You can, but I would try to get him on some stuff while you're fresh. You're going to have a month.
Okay, well then we'll just download Teams and we'll get all that going.
I don't know what Teams is.
Teams. It's like Zoom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Microsoft Teams. It's free.
Well, how did you do the other ones that we've done before? You recorded them on your phone?
And Zoom was good.
No. You just did them on your phone, and we've uploaded the audio.
Oh, yeah, I could do the audio.
I would just have, like, little quick ones with Roland, like 5 minutes.
Okay. That's a good idea.
Like, just, not like a whole thing. Just, like, little clips or something like that about, like, whatever happened, what you liked, didn't like, and then maybe
and I'll
throw
do that with
together.
all the guys there, too, because I especially, I'm
You gonna be comfortable going up and talking to strangers?
Yes. I'm especially I can't wait to train with Big Dan Manisu. So the jiu-jitsu giant, you know who I'm talking about?
No.
On WNO, big huge guy that was like one of
I don't watch WNO.
main training partners at New Wave.
Okay.
But like a blue belt that's incredible at leg lock entries and like he's bigger. He's like 250, 60 pounds and like agile and like inverts and all that stuff. It's a lot like my game, but I'm interested to talk to him and train with him. I think he's a really it's been interesting to watch his evolution over the last couple years that he's been training. So we'll see.
Where are you watching that?
Huh?
Where are you watching that?
All his trials, all his stuff, like the WNO, his trials matches. Like I've been following for about 2 years.
Whatever happened to the Daisy Fresh guys?
They did pretty well, I think.
Like, why didn't Wiltsey compete anywhere? I didn't see his name once.
Dude, I don't know what's going on with Wiltsey.
Did he have like a mental health?
I think
thing?
so.
Because I remember seeing some stuff about that, not like a while back, where he said he felt like I had a bunch of clarity of some sort.
Yeah.
And then I feel like I've never seen anything again. And he was like one of the best in the world.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know.
Right as that happened, and he had a bunch of instructionals and said he was gonna like redo. Yeah, I'm just remembering some of this stuff.
Yeah,
now. But he crossed my mind.
Yeah, He hasn't been competing, and I think he had a pretty severe back injury.
Oh, I didn't know that
he was dealing with.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him.
Okay.
I really don't. But I do think he had some mental health things where he was struggling a bit.
Okay.
But
I like that guy.
I think he's incredible.
While I was watching ADCC, I was kind of like surprised because I didn't look into too much beforehand that I didn't see his name anywhere. Mm-hmm. So
I think Couch won that ADCC Open, the
Does that just mean like a bracket?
It's a bracket tournament before.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just kept seeing open. Everybody's winning opens, and that I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the deal is with that.
That's good. I like that guy too. He's
yes.
He was. When I was watching that documentary thing,
Hillbilly Daisy Fresh. Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I liked him.
Oh man, I was crying. I was just crying like a baby on that one, man. That was really good. So Philly, tell the folks, if they wish to do so, how they can support us.
Donate to Jeff's traveling GoFundMe.
I don't like that. I'm good.
Share the podcast, and I think we have rash cards.
We got a bunch of rash cards.
You got to
take a bunch of rash cards with me.
Okay.
Maybe use that as bait.
Are they here?
Yeah,
they're here, right?
Yeah, they're in the podcast room.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, whatever you can do on your phone, I think. Little clips. And maybe throw them all together.
It's a great idea.
Later. That way nobody feels like you don't have to do the whole thing. You just have like quick stuff and go through. And maybe your questions that you always do.
Yes,
but maybe
of course.
change them up as you see fit for like what's going on down there.
Okay. No, that's what I'll do. That's what I'll do.
And then make sure you don't intimidate people by knowing that there's dozens of listeners.
That's true. They might be
not all at once,
worried
but
about all of our
over
audience.
the years.
And listen, we appreciate you, audience. We do really
episode.
appreciate you. But if you're not out there doing something to make yourself better each and every day, get out there and do it. Phil and I choose jiu-jitsu. We hope you do too.
I'm about to feed him to the sharks right now. Get him hype right now. Yeah. You know the ground is up. Yeah. Everybody that trains, you know the game. Yeah. So let's get it. Slap it up, bump it, and roll. Hey. Yeah, that's the way that it go. Ain't no better way to better yourself in this game. You're feeling the growth. That's time on the mat. We put in the work. Believe it ain't easy, I know. But we train for the love of the game, the love of the art. Now slap it up, bump it, let's roll.